Gobble.
Hello and welcome back to Gamer Gobble. I'm your host Ian.
I'm your co-host Tim.
We have a brand new setup with new mics because the old ones were getting on our nerves. Isn't that great, Tim?
Yeah, it's great. I bet you don't even notice the fan in the background right now.
I know, dynamic mics are so much better than cardioid for what we're doing. Or not cardioid, condenser. These are still cardioid. These are actually unidirectional cardioid. They're better. In any case, we have a lot to talk about, so let's kick things off with This Week in Gaming.
This Week in Gaming.
E3 just happened. Tim and I were there. Check out those videos if you haven't already. They'll be on the YouTube channel. There were a few things announced, but let's probably cover what's technically the biggest first. Xbox One X box.
Yeah.
One X.
You mean the Xbox Scorpio?
Yes, which would have been a better name.
Yeah.
Look at it like this. When the Xbox came out, you had the Xbox. What did the Xbox come in? An Xbox box. Then there was an Xbox One. If you had one Xbox One, you had one Xbox One box. But now you have one Xbox One Xbox.
But does the woodchuck chuck wood?
I don't know, and that's a question for another day. The Xbox One X is an impressive console. Let's just get that out of the way. It's very small. It looks nice. The games will run beautifully. We have gaming PCs. We're never going to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
But hey,
much.
I meant looking at the specs, I was skeptical, and then I looked at it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess it's good, yeah.
It's certainly impressive.
It's not going to
for
be
a
my
console.
gaming PC, but it's good.
Yeah, I have a PS4, not a PS4 Pro, just a standard stock PS4. That's gonna be my main hardcore console this gen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna need to dabble with other things.
Well, most of the games you're interested in are for that one anyway.
Yeah, well,
So, well, that and
most
the
of
Nintendo.
I have a PS4 for the multi-plat games and for the Sony exclusives. A lot of the time, I'd rather play games on my PC. It's just a matter of preference if I go PC or console. And then a lot of games that are Switch exclusive, obviously, I don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
The Xbox One doesn't interest me, but it is cool that they're releasing a new system.
Yeah.
We'll get back to new systems in a minute, but there were some other things at E3 that were shown off. We got to see more of Mario Odyssey. That's coming out, what they say, October 27th. Game looks
Some of that.
fantastic. What else was there, Tim?
We saw Sonic games, we saw Battlefront, but no way we're getting in
Oh
that
my
line.
God, no.
Call of Duty, forget about it. that we got there is immediately full every day.
We got interviewed a couple of times.
We got interviewed a couple
We
times.
got interviewed more times than we actually interviewed. But we did get interviewed.
Well, we had
by,
a whole bunch of people interview us, you know?
It was
from all
because
over the
we were
place.
wearing those tacky Mario and Luigi hats.
Hey,
if you've
it-
seen our videos, you know what we're talking about. I liked them.
Yeah.
They were a fun gimmick. A little sister, my little sister's friends, one of her friends called our videos cringe-worthy. And I take
Oh.
that as the highest of compliments.
Oh, I agree.
I'm taking it totally in stride. I love it.
About time.
The other big announcements, Nintendo probably won based on one single announcement, that being Metroid Prime 4. People are hyped about that. Tim isn't. Tim doesn't care.
I didn't hear much about it. I heard Metroid.
All we know is that it exists.
I saw Zero Suit Samus cosplayer. That's all I saw.
I
of
really
Metroid
wanted a
there.
picture from her, but she was too far away. But yeah, it's 2 Metroid games announced, which is a pretty huge deal. A lot of other things that I don't care about. There are games that look cool, like Moss, but
There was a whole bunch of VR stations too, but we didn't really try any of those.
we more or less covered we covered the major stuff at E3 that we wanted to talk about in our E3 videos. So just check those out. But E3 happened, and the Xbox One X was the biggest story there. But there was some other cool stuff. And probably the weirdest story of the week. This is totally out of left field. Nothing to do with anything at E3, but Atari announced a new console. My exact notes in the paper here say, Atari console, ? Okay then.
Oh.
So I'm actually going to look it up right now because I want to read the official description. I'm pulling it up on my phone. It will be called the Atari Box. I know that much. Now what I don't know is why.
Well, you see, Atari was first, and now they're going to be last.
What do you mean?
Nothing, you know, Atari is going to end what they started. It's
Well-
a revolution. It's the end times.
Well, the video on the website AtariBox.com, and I got this link from Forbes. Forbes reported on IGN did. Everyone did. So this is a legitimate thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Media. No, I do not work in media. It's trying to get me to email them.
Does it
This
have...
is a real console.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what's weird. I really expected it to be a plug-and-play Atari Flashback SNES, NES Classic, that sort of deal. or even an Android console like the Ouya. But no, the way they're advertising this, it's, quote, based on I said that wrong. Based on PC technology.
Wow.
Now, nobody knows if it's going to be one of those clone things you get at Bed Bath Beyond, or if it's going to be a fully fledged GameStop market console. I'm betting on the latter, and I don't know why. It's so weird.
I have an opinion. I know Atari for old games. Then that's it. So I don't know what they're going to be doing now.
Well, what I can't seem to fathom is Atari hasn't had a successful console since the 2600. Okay, brief history of Atari. Atari is best known for their console, the Atari 2600. You've seen it, wood grain, black ridges, which is what the design is. There's a teaser trailer. It's probably on screen right now. I don't know.
Maybe
it's
maybe
a console
not.
trailer, so depends on if Tim remembers to put it in. Honestly,
Yeah, last time we did that, the video got flagged. Or
that
whatever.
was different. That was a movie trailer.
Oh, okay.
But all it shows, or even pictures on screen, it is a 2600. It looks like it's got black ridges. It's got wood grain. Interesting. Whatever. I just don't understand why Atari would need to make a new console. It's a very competitive market right now. I mean, Nintendo, the father of modern gaming, is barely fitting in this market. I don't see how they're planning to.
I don't, like I said, I don't really have much of an opinion. I know your opinion's like, what, why, and my opinion's like, good for you, Atari. I don't get it, but good for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much else to say, but I guarantee I'll be keeping up to date on the story just because I'm so intrigued. So expect to hear more about that soon. Whatever. Let's move on to Hype Train.
All aboard the Hype Train.
This week on Hype Train, where we talk about things we're excited for in and outside of gaming. This time outside of gaming, Tim, what's your favorite currently running cartoon show?
Arthur.
Try again.
Arthur Reed.
Rick and Morty,
Yes,
season
the one.
3.
Oh, yeah,
Should be
Arthur.
debuting. Okay, should be. Rick and Morty season 3 should be debuting any week now. Well, not debuting. It debuted in April, on April 1st, for whatever reason.
Good
Adult
for
Swim
them.
did that.
Best April Fool's joke.
It was very, very interesting. I love Rick and Morty. I started watching it recently, got hooked on it. Tim takes credit. He probably should, but I don't give him credit.
He doesn't. I watched it. I was like, watch it, and then he didn't, and then he did, and then he fell in love, and now we Rick and Morty horribly back and forth to each other all the time.
Morty, we gotta blow up the moon, Morty.
Oh, and that's how it goes.
That's pretty much our
That's it.
It's at least 2/3 of the time we slip into Morty. We gotta do this, Morty.
Oh, Rick. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Rick and Morty season 3. I like that they're sort of trying to go with an overarching story a little more so this time. I mean, there always kind of was one, but it looks like they're really sticking with one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
especially
something.
with Tammy and Bird Person or Phoenix Person or whatever.
Yeah, Phoenix Person now.
Yeah, I was just dumb.
I don't know. I think that's the point that they even admit.
Oh, I
they said
know.
it's dumb.
I know.
So-
I'm excited. I love the show so much. Thing is, we don't know what's going to be happening in season 3. We don't know when season 3 is going to come out. Sometime this summer is all we know.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, well,
It looks
hopefully very
interesting,
soon.
though.
Well, I
Like-
love this show so much.
Think about it this way, the last episode, the first episode of season 3, he basically eliminated the 3 things that always got in his way that caused stuff to happen in the show.
I miss Jerry already. Okay, he's going to come back, though.
Yeah.
I give it like one episode without him.
So we got Jerry, we got the Galactic Government's out of the way, and the Council of Ricks. That was a beautiful part. We just crashed the Council of Ricks, just teleported directly into a federal prison. Perfect.
Rick and Morty is a fantastic TV show. If you haven't watched it, you absolutely should. Not much else to say about it, but we are so excited for season 3. Adult Swim, please, if you're for some reason listening to our show, send us it and send Justin Roiland here in a box. We'll keep him.
He's a good guy.
He seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
We'll just feed him alcohol 3 days a
He
week.
plays Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah, I can do. Want to hear my Mr. Meeseeks impression?
No.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
I'd give it a 5 out of 6.
I accept. Okay. Well, with that out of the way, let's get on to Game of the Week.
Game of the Week.
This week's Game of the Week is Nintendo's newly released Fighter Arms. It's weird.
It has a DNA.
It's really weird, and I really, really like it. Nintendo's been on their game lately, like on top of their game with the bizarre stuff.
I get it. 'Cause they
And-
make games.
Yeah,
It's
I get
a
it too.
pun.
Like Mario Odyssey, you can possess people, and Rabbids Mario is weird.
Oh,
and
wow, because it's
Breath of
Rabbids
the
Mario.
Wild let you climb walls like Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, it's magic. Magic Link.
But I will say, ARMS is a lot of fun. It's a very good game. Tim and I just recorded
Hey,
a video
you forgot
of it.
Splatoon.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Splatoon's really weird.
Yeah, the
you're-
kids who are squids. That's
It's
not
a
weird.
kid is a squid is a kid is a squid is a kid is a squid is a kid.
Well, according to game theory, they are indeed squids.
Yeah,
So,
just evolved squids.
yeah.
That's not game theory. That's actually that's canon. That human
Oh,
civilization.
that's right, that is right.
It's in game. There's like
And yet-
ancient manuscripts showing like how to connect a Pro controller to a Wii remote. It's really
Okay,
funny.
Okay, sure.
That's really funny.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Splatoon. I'm excited for Splatoon 2. ARMS I wasn't super sure about, but I played the test punch for like 10 minutes whenever that was a thing. That was the live beta. And I thought it was fun enough that I picked up the game when I got back from E3. Originally wasn't going to. Had a couple bucks left over from E3, said screw it. Threw in the download. And it's really, really fun.
Yep. I mean, our first little playthrough, should it be up by now, or is it coming up after this? do you
Probably
think?
up by now, maybe.
Whatever.
Probably around
we'll
the
have
same
an
time.
episode of it.
Possibly
and-
same day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
We did like a 20-minute video of just us playing it.
We did all the
It's a
little
very
modes.
interesting game.
Mhm.
I don't want to just advertise our other videos here,
Yeah.
but it's a very interesting game for sure. You punch, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty
well,
much
no,
the game.
you twist your punch,
Yeah,
and you have
um,
3 different punches.
You have 2 options. You can use the for controls. You can either use motion controls or traditional controls. I think Tim actually preferred motion controls.
I preferred it when recording. It's not really good as
he
a
didn't
mic
really
in
want
your
to punch
face.
the mic in the
and-
face or anything.
And plus, it's a little tricky to control, in my opinion. I'm
Oh,
not used to
Is
the
it actually
control scheme.
easier with the?
I think it's a little easier actually controlling the gamepad, but it's more fun when you're actually swinging the punches. It's
I've
like with
only
VR.
played-
You can't just move in VR. To move in there, you had to like twist the remote
Yeah,
sideways
yeah.
and forward, but then you threw your hand to punch and you hold them. Was it vertically?
Yeah. You hold the Joy-Cons like so that the bumpers. It's weird. Like the analog sticks are sort of facing the middle.
And it
in
works,
between.
but
It's
it
really
only
weird.
kind of works in a way. It feels a little weird at first to
Like
me.
it takes a minute to get used
Yeah.
to. Yeah. I didn't play with those. I've been using the Pro controller, which is a fantastic controller. It's one of my favorite controllers Nintendo's ever made. And for me, I think the game's a lot of fun. It's a really, really good multiplayer game. Nintendo's been doing great with the multiplayer stuff lately.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
also like that little thing we talked about last time, right? With the little phone call,
What?
remember you said you need your phone to talk, live like chat
Yeah, that wasn't a good
See,
thing.
I don't
though.
see. I don't think that's a good thing in the.
No, I am saying
multiplayer
they're
game.
doing great things in multiplayer for like just games.
Mm-hmm.
Not great things for multiplayer infrastructure.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, bad things for multiplayer infrastructure. I hate the headset setup for Nintendo Switch, but I do love the games. This is a great game to play on the couch with a friend.
Mhm.
You punch, you twist your arms around, you grab, you throw each other. A lot of grabbing.
Too much grabbing.
It can best be
Grabbing is
described-
broken.
Arms more like grabs. Am I right?
Oh no. Oh, he made the joke. Oh no.
The
well,
lines to play this at E3 were just ludicrously long.
it was a good game.
Yeah, but it came out like 2 days after E3.
Well, you know,
Like it came out the day after E3.
every other game you couldn't even get in line. So, you had Mario that almost had a line,
That's true.
and then you had those two that they had definitive lines.
That's
so.
very true.
And until the last day, then they actually were like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should fix that whole line problem we had the last 2 days.
We have an area where the last segment of the show we're just going to be discussing our thoughts on E3 and Los Angeles in general. And don't worry, we have some comments to make about E3.
Those
Specifically
comments.
Nintendo. So close to being great, Nintendo. You were so close. Oh, God, Nintendo, you screwed it up. But anyway, they had a great E3. And I really, really did like ARMS. I think that's the main thing. It's a very fun game. Pick it up if you have a Switch and you want a game to just play around with. It's really fun. I'd rank it above Snipper Clips
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
in terms of like
It's
the
more
weird
like
multiplayer
action. You
games.
move around, you punch, move on to the next round.
It's a very fun game.
Snipper
Just for
Clips is-
it's
It's like Portal, kind
we
of.
didn't even talk about the other modes. So
It's true.
ARMS has a bunch of different modes. The main thing is the
5.
fighting. Well, that's more than most fighters have.
I guess it is.
So the
yeah.
main thing is fighting, just boxing. And that's a lot of fun. It's really, really good fun.
Mhm.
The other modes are, there's basketball where you grab each other and slam dunk.
It's broken.
No.
Anywhere on the map, if you get grabbed, you get a point. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So
Tim doesn't like that mode because he can't grab very well.
You can't do it. This is not fun.
He's really bad at the timing for some reason.
But then we get to volleyball. And
Okay,
ooh boy,
so
is that
there's a mode called V-ball,
Mm-mm.
and it's volleyball, and the volleyball's a bomb, and Tim's really, really, really good at it.
Yeah, you don't even have to aim for it. You just swing your remote around and it hits it.
He got mad once I figured out how to spike, and then I won like.
Well,
all.
that's because the spike did the spike. It didn't work. He did the spike and it spiked it right, and it worked. I couldn't
and then
stop
I
it.
didn't stop.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
But for the most part, the volleyball mode is a lot of fun too. You just punch the ball back and forth.
Mm.
In addition to that, what else was there? The target mode.
That one wasn't bad. You just move left and right and break targets, hit each other.
I'm really bad at it.
I'm not bad at it. I
In single
like it.
player,
It's not
I actually
bad.
got stuck there
How do you get stuck there?
because I couldn't beat the opponent.
Oh,
I couldn't beat the opponent. I was stuck there for like 20 minutes before I beat it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is horrible."
Okay.
But yeah, that mode's not my favorite because it's about chaining. Because
Yeah.
every target you go through.
Why do I think that was so bad? You just got to go in front of the target. You swing and it punches all the targets.
Yeah,
in
but
front
then the
of you.
opponent would swing through all of them and punch you,
Yeah,
and punching you counts as a target.
yeah,
So they get through the whole thing, and then punching you would be worth like 30 points. And I was like,
yep.
it's nonsense. So I'm terrible at that mode, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are really cool too.
Yeah, you got Spaghetti Girl, which is ramen. You know,
Yeah,
so-
well, there's Ribbon Boy. I'm gonna try to remember their names. Ribbon Man, or no, Spring Man.
I don't know their names, so don't look
Spring
at me
Man
about this.
is the blue one with the blue hair.
Like the mascot, the main
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. The same name as Spring Man for Mega Man, but less cool than Spring Man for Mega Man. Just kidding. Spring Man
Okay.
sucked in Mega Man. You can guess by the name.
Mhm. Then there
Ribbon
was-
Girl, she's my bae. She's amazing. She's awesome. She's adorable, and I love her. And I would just give her a big old hug and be like, "You're my best friend," and we would be best friends.
I'm good. I'm glad you left it at that.
No, I'm not. I'm not into anime characters,
Okay.
but I think she's adorable, and she would be my best friend.
Okay. Moving on.
Ninjara, he's a ninja with chains for arms. Master Mummy, he's a mummy.
There you go. That's it.
Helix, he's a DNA blob.
He's the scariest one.
He creeps me out. He's a blob, and he goes, "Oh!"
And he wibbles.
Yeah, but mostly he just goes, "Oh!"
It's scary because that's all he does.
He's really weird, and I really like
That's
him
why I
for
like
it.
him.
Yeah, he's probably the most interesting looking character.
And his arms are DNA.
And playing as him is really weird too.
Because he doesn't move like everyone else does. He kind of just he wibbles and blobs and does things
If
that.
you hold in the jump button, then he does jump. But if you just hold the button instead of tapping it, he like just stretches and wiggles.
It's beautiful.
It's really weird.
I didn't think it how to use it until I swung one arm and then I swung the other, and he just went ooh, ooh, and he dodged both. I was like, how?
It's really, really weird.
It's scary. I liked it.
And there's more characters on the way. Oh, and there's Min Min.
You forgot Min Min. You forgot the robot and
Yeah.
his police dog.
Yeah, I'm getting to
whatever.
them. Min Min is ramen.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about her.
There's the mecha woman. She's basically just Tron Bond from Mega Man Legends. She's a girl in a mecha suit.
Mhm.
She's adorable too. She reminds me of that one Overwatch character.
Tracer?
No,
No.
Diva.
Oh, because girl and robot.
Yeah,
And the robot's really big and bulky and.
yeah.
and,
They're just similar looking.
Okay.
You see it?
I guess
Yeah. Or is it Diva or DVA?
the diva is how they pronounce it.
Okay. I don't play Overwatch. I'm just aware of some of the characters. And then, who else?
You got robot.
Bite
dog.
and Bark.
You got hair puncher lady.
Oh yeah, I don't know her name though.
I don't know either.
I just call her Booty Queen
Because she.
because she
He
has an
does.
incredibly exaggerated butt, which is very funny to me. I don't know why they did it. I mean, I know why they did it. It's to appeal to the 30-year-old neckbeard fans. No offense, that's basically us in 10 years. But
Oh, you already have a neck beard.
that I do.
So you got that. You got robot guy whose name I don't remember, but he has a robot dog who also punches alongside you once in a while, and you can just jump on him repeatedly. And I don't. It's probably more technical stuff. They say it's a technical game. I
yeah,
don't get
apparently
it.
it can be pretty technical. I don't see it. I'm not playing it technically. I'm matching my heart out and having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, you forgot Snake Man also.
Oh, Kid Cobra.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the kid
If
that's
anything, the game reminds me of a mix of Punch Out and Wii Sports Boxing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's like
And-
a perfect in a good way. It's
Yeah.
very, very good. Arms is awesome.
Yep.
And that's all there's to say about it, I think. There's more stuff coming out as time goes on. I'm sure we'll actually get back to it as Game of the Week again, because there's more content coming out for it as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing free DLC with updates, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
So there's going to be more characters, stages, items. They're just adding that as time goes on, and I like that. That's cool.
Neat.
But that's all we have to say about that. It's time for whatever.
Whatever.
We just got back from Los Angeles a couple of days ago, and so we have a lot to say about that. Let's start off with what that trip was all about, E3 2017. We did a couple videos about E3. We interviewed a couple of people who were there. You can see that video by visiting our channel, but there's a lot to say about it that we can just say now. E3 was pretty great.
E3 was something. I'm not sure if we discussed this earlier, but like to Ian, it's a dream, and to me, it was like, whoa, big house, lots of games.
Big house?
Yes.
What is this, Corey in the house? It's
Yeah.
like, there's Kyle Massey, and he's just like, Washington, D.C. will never be the same.
The only popular person we saw was the Big Show.
Yeah, we ran into Big Show.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. It was like, whoa, Big Show. He really
Tim
is.
went to the bathroom and took a stall from the head developer of the new God of War.
I didn't
That
know he
was
was
hilarious.
there. He saw it
That
happen.
was really
I just,
funny. Tim was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and he walks into the stall, and then I look next to me, and it's like the head dev of God of War, and he's like, oh, man. And I'm like, yeah, go Tim.
Hey, if anything, I saved him from sitting on a urine-covered stall. There's a reason nobody went to that one.
I did have some issues with the convention center that we'll get to. One of them being cleanliness. It wasn't.
I didn't notice the cleanliness problem too much.
The bathrooms were bad.
The bathrooms weren't good, but
yeah.
other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I didn't get the impression that it was very streamlined for being a public event.
Well,
AKA lines.
Lines. It wasn't E3. It
Okay,
was
E3
lines.
is pretty famous for having bad lines, and I expected them to be
Lines,
bad. In fact, this is about how long I expected them to be. What I wasn't expecting was complete disorganization.
That was mostly only from the Mario one, which was
Mario
the main
Odyssey
thing.
had it the worst, I think. From what I heard, there was like that all over the place. It was just better by the time we got to other games, since we spent most of our first day in line for Odyssey.
That's true.
There was no central line for Mario Odyssey the first day. There was one on the second 2 days. There was like a centralized line system. First day though, there wasn't. They just let us. There were 80 monitors for the game, which is a fair amount.
Yeah.
They just let people congregate and make their own lines.
And that didn't turn out well.
No, because we couldn't tell if we were in line or
they
not.
didn't form lines. They formed globs.
There was a line
and
near
those
us
globs went
that
into
led.
lines.
There was a line near us that led to a bench.
That was hilarious.
It was very funny. Whenever people got to the end of the line, realized it was for a bench, and started flipping out. That was awesome. Yeah, that was really good. But obviously the game itself was great. Mario Odyssey was worth the wait. I just wish the wait would have been organized. And if we had gone on either of the other days, it would have been. But we were part of the unlucky group who was like, "Oh yeah, let's play Mario Odyssey," and we got into the worst line.
Yeah, everyone was saying, even the guy at the front is like, oh yeah, you got into one of the worst lines you could get into. But it's okay, because you went through the day-night cycle and a little city constructed.
The booth
several
was
times.
awesome.
The booth was amazing.
We'll probably have pictures of it on screen, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
I'm going to remind you.
Okay.
And they'll be on screen right now. There was so much cool stuff, and it was awesome. It was just so repetitive. They had a lighting system we were in New Donk City, and they had a lighting system that went from day to night, like with, sunrise, dawn,
Dusk, all that stuff.
everything. It was really cool.
Randomized thunderstorms for the lightning.
Yeah, it
would
was
light up
really
everything.
legitimately cool, but we had to do it on a loop. And we were near a statue of a Mario Chain Chomp, which was cool, and it barked, which was cool, but it never stopped. And we were in line for about an hour and a half next to this Chain Chomp that kept going, ruff, ruff. I thought Tim was going to punch it.
I was not gonna be honest. I wasn't having it anymore. It was just sitting there. It's like, whoa, day night cycle. Whoa, day night cycle. Okay, day night cycle. Okay, we get it. I mean, it wasn't a fast one. It was like day night. It was slow.
it took like
but we were
20 minutes.
in the line for so long.
We saw it like 5 times.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and I thought Tim was going to punch the Chain Chomp.
That changed up. I just couldn't deal with it. But we made it to the end. I held the camera and I watched him play the game, and he was like, I did all the jumps.
Yeah, the first thing I did was screw with the controls. Don't worry, I have a lot to say about Mario Odyssey for a future episode. Rest assured, that game is fantastic.
So other than Mario Odyssey, we went.
But the line was not great.
line
And then
wasn't
they
great.
gave me free stuff. Tim didn't get free stuff because he didn't play. He recorded. He had a game we were set to play it with him. He was going to play Battlefront 2, but the line system, you had to actually RSVP a spot in line, and that was a mess.
That was a mess. But, the things that it had set up there was really nice. They had the custom gaming chairs.
Oh, yeah.
In a row. It's like, really like, oh, look, these people are playing our really
Some
cool
people
game.
had to stand to play it, though.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a row of seats Well, there were 2 rows of monitors, a bottom row.
Yeah, I
and
know
an
the
upper
top row. I didn't give
The
it that
top row was the people standing behind the chairs.
Oh, I
and
didn't
that
notice
probably
that.
would have been you, and then you would have cried because Tim does not. He was not having the standing by the end.
Oh boy. That
I think
was
all
a
our
time.
legs hurt by the end of every day,
Yeah.
especially Hollywood. But we'll get to that.
So we went to day 1. Day 2 was like the same thing.
Oh, but there was another line, Sonic
What?
Forces.
Oh, it was Sonic
but that one
Forces.
was really short.
Well, yeah, you got to skip it kind of because the lady's like, remember, she's like,
Oh, yeah, because no one else wanted to play it on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually wanted to play it on Switch just to see how it operated on Switch. Which, for the record, it ran fine. It was good. It looked ugly, but it ran fine. We got footage of it. It's
And you said it
Somewhere.
didn't do that when it docked, though, right? You said then it was like,
then it's ugly.
Mhm.
It runs well, but it's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't get the game on. I mean, if you get it on Switch, you're not missing out on gameplay or anything. But visually, it could be worse. But it doesn't look any better than, say, Colors.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. That line wasn't bad. Crash Bandicoot, I skipped the line.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
He did. It's
I
horrible.
skipped.
He's
I
horrible.
skipped over to a friend, and I was like, "Oh, I just skipped the entire line. Who cares?"
Yeah, at least we
Then-
saw Crash and Sonic. They had a little
Oh, there was some weird stuff, but we'll get to it. Point is, I was able to easily skip in a line and nobody noticed. Now, it might have been just because they let me, because people behind me didn't care.
I didn't care either. I was
The
just
people behind me
dumb that
didn't
day.
care. I asked. They didn't mind.
Wasn't this the last day?
No,
Or
it
you
was
said we're
second
going
day.
in order.
This was second day.
It was second day. Okay, so we're on the
Crash
second
was
day
second
now.
day. Yeah.
I'm just making sure if we're doing this in order. Cause
No,
first
Crash
day,
was second day.
Okay, yeah.
And the line system was better because Crash's line system was as bad as Mario's the first.
Crash was the last thing and only thing we did that day. The rest was
No,
just
we did
walking
Sonic
around.
Mania.
Are you sure? Oh yeah, we did.
Yep. Sonic Mania was excellent for the record. The line there wasn't that bad.
It wasn't
Well,
that bad.
okay, we couldn't get into it because they would kick you off. They would just kick you away after a certain point. They'd be like, "There's no line here. Go away." If you got past a sign.
Yeah.
So we waited. We cycled around like 4 times.
Yeah, we
before we
cycled around.
finally waited by the line, and the second it moved up enough, we just jumped in, and then it was easy. Then it was like a half hour. It's
Yeah.
actually a pretty short line. And Sonic Mania is going to be really good too. I'm sure we'll do. We already did a hype train segment on it. I don't know if we'll do another one or not. Probably not, but it will be game of the week when we get to it. But yeah, that wasn't bad. And Crash, I just skipped the line. And there were a couple things that I'm going to complain about in the long run, but then we'll talk about day 3 right now. Day 3 was just interviewing
people.
just random people. We
See, the
didn't-
second day we met Mr. Nice Guy. Though.
Oh
was
yeah, the guy from
amazing.
Hyperkin.
Mhm.
Hyperkin, if you're not aware, did a couple of consoles. They did the Superboy, which is a handheld Super Nintendo. They did the Retron line, which is the Retron 2, Retron 3, Retron 5. All of which are retro consoles, clone consoles to play your NES or whatever. I have a Retron 3 and a Retron 5. The Retron 5 is what we will be using for any old games that we want to Let's Play. And they're all very controversial systems for not being the most reliable things. I actually really like the Retron 5. I think it works well, but it's not perfect by any means. And, well, the dude there knew it. He was the guy behind the newest Retron, the Retron 77, which we played a prototype of. It's an Atari Retron. And it worked really, really well. Tim doesn't really know the 2600 too well.
Not too well. I know
Like,
the
he knows
books
he
and
knows
all
it exists.
Plays the old games.
He knows he can play
But-
video games on it.
But you were having a conversation with this
Oh,
guy.
I
about
love-
that. He
I-
was awesome.
I love Hyperkin's work for the most part. I hate how sketchy some of it is, but I love what they're trying to do. I really like the idea of an HDMI 2600 console, and I still use my Retron 5. And if they make a better one, I'd be sure to upgrade. The guy there, I don't know his name. Sorry,
forget
man.
it.
You were awesome. That dude was great.
Third day we tried to find him again to get him on.
Yeah,
an
he
interview,
wasn't there. We did
there,
watch
but
Super Soul Brothers,
that we
who
did.
were
They
a
were
jazz
awesome.
swing cover band. Look
music,
them
kind
up. Absolutely phenomenal. I did find their YouTube channel.
Same.
Yeah, which is very, 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 very infrequently updated, unfortunately. There was like a gap of 4 months to their one upload, and after that's like 7 years, and I'm like, oh man.
Well, they gave out free download codes.
Yeah, I gave
and
up free
stuff,
downloads
and-
codes for Bob on Battlefield. It's worth checking them out. I might actually check and see if they're on Google Play Music, because I loved their sound. It was just
Yeah,
great.
definitely.
They did an awesome cover. Tim, you weren't there for it, of Hydro City, however it's pronounced. It's a zone from Sonic 3.
I didn't hear. I heard
Oh,
Mega Man
so
and
good.
Pokemon, so I knew both
They did
those.
so
Those
much
were
good
really
stuff.
So
So I loved them. Check them out.
the rest of the day we kind of just walked around trying to find people to interview, and we.
There was some cool stuff we saw. There were the orcs.
Oh, the orcs.
They were just guys in orc costumes running around being crazy.
Yep.
They were pretty rad. There were the breakdancing stormtroopers.
That we saw.
Probably my highlight ever, like my entire life, was whenever Sonic and Crash had a breakdance battle. But then they started being friends, and that was very unfortunate.
Well, what's unfortunate is the Crash costume. That was.
It was like the same as the one from the PS1 commercials.
Well, yeah, but I don't like how his face is in the teeth.
It's not the same when he's not trying to get into your house.
It isn't the same.
If you haven't
still.
seen Crash Bandicoot had some of the strangest commercials back in the late 90s and early 2000s, well worth checking out if you want to have nightmares about a guy in a Crash Bandicoot costume. Sound accurate?
This sounds about right.
Yeah. We did more than just E3 while we were in LA, so let's take a very brief couple of minutes as we're almost out of time. Actually, we are over time, but it's our podcast. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what else we did in Los Angeles. For one thing, it was our first time on the West Coast for both of us.
Yeah. Furthest away from home we've ever been.
Yeah, and we live a little outside of Pittsburgh. And you know what? I liked it.
I liked it too. It wasn't New York City.
Beautiful weather.
But yeah,
Tim's from New York.
I'm from New York, so like I'm used to visiting there all the time. So I go here, it's like, you know, they have the skyscrapers bunched in the middle, and then the city is like short, but it goes on for hundreds of miles in every direction.
It's really weird.
It's crazy.
We took 3 Ubers in total. And we had the full Uber/Lyft. The first one was a Lyft, the other 2 were Ubers.
But he also did Uber, the Lyft guy.
Yeah.
So it was,
we had the full spectrum. I'm not going to give their names. I actually do remember some of them.
I don't remember their names completely.
But I do
so.
have we had the full experience, the full spectrum of drivers. Where the first one we had was a fast, aggressive driver who honked at red lights and who had a very, very, very thick just accent that we couldn't understand, and I felt very guilty about that.
But he had a higher rating and got us to our
he was very
area
fast.
half an hour faster.
He was and he was really nice.
Yeah, he was nice.
I wish I could understood what he was saying.
Yeah, but an hour and a half. Was it like an hour trip?
It's supposed to be like an hour, 15-minute trip. We were there in about 40 minutes. Less.
So yeah,
like 35. He honked
good.
at red lights. It was interesting.
It worked.
10 out of 10 for that guy. Second ride, dude was awesome. He was really chill. We talked to him the whole time. It was like probably a 25-minute, 30-minute ride.
Yeah, and he was one of the cheapest ones too.
Yeah, well, it was because of where we were going and where we were getting picked up and dropped off. Because that's how Uber.
But he was really nice. He told us really good stories
awesome.
about
I give him a 10 out of 10.
stuff in LA. So that was awesome.
And then the third guy was somewhere in the middle. He didn't talk at all, but
He said hi, and that's it.
His car was nice.
Yeah,
but he didn't honk at red lights, so I'd recommend.
well, his car was the smallest car, I'd say.
It was.
He had the smallest car,
but it was a nice car.
Yeah, the nice guy had a decent car, and then the first guy picked us up. He had it was an SUV with.
I
extra
actually
seats and
ordered a
stuff.
bigger car. That's
Oh, you did?
why.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I ordered a bigger car.
that was good for us.
And then
though,
I
so.
gained confidence, and now we don't need a bigger car. And then I ordered a smaller car the other 2 times, and I kind of regretted it. But hey, whatever. In terms of food, we ate a lot of IHOP.
Oh, we ate
IHOP twice.
Okay, we had a lot of
Our
IHOP.
hotel, which wasn't great, but not terrible. It was very average. It was in a how would you say,
depressed area,
lower income area of the city.
That's just memorials on the street, dead cats.
Yeah, that
stuff.
feces in a box, that sort of thing.
It's okay.
It was interesting. I didn't mind that.
But I didn't mind it was the most was the pizza.
Oh, the pizza was really good.
It was a knockoff Little Caesars, but it was the best knockoff
Our
Little Caesars.
location was pretty meh. Our hotel was average, but the location couldn't be beat. There was a gas station next to us. We were right next to an AM/PM, so decent gas station for convenience things. And the pizza place nearby was really, really good and really, really cheap. It was like $20 for 2 pizzas, 2 liter of soda, 2 things or a thing of wings
and breadsticks
and a thing of breadsticks. So price was fantastic.
IHOP, average prices, I'd say.
It was IHOP.
Because there's a lot of us.
But the thing is, I like IHOP, so I didn't care.
Yeah, me neither.
But then there was the Mexican place we went to. I think it was called
boy.
El Comprende. It was across the street.
Just look at the LA Convention Center and looks across the street.
It's across the street from the convention center.
It's like the only place
nearby. It was
nearby.
full of E3 people. I saw there was a table of IGN employees there, I think. There were some developers. There were a bunch of tourists. It was cool. I liked that environment of being surrounded by the industry. I was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And I love Mexican food. And we're so close to the border. And, we live very far from the border. I was thinking, oh, my goodness, this is going to be a phenomenal experience. And it wasn't. The food was gross, and it made me sick.
See, I don't like Mexican food so much, so I just ordered the fries. It tastes like curly fries, but they were straight in it. That's it. They weren't bad.
Yeah,
So,
well, I had enchiladas, which are very easy to get right.
And I don't think they had
And I
any
got them
drinks that were.
No, they
normally
only had. We got offered alcohol. Tim and I are both underage.
Yeah, so that was
we're both
funny.
19, but we got offered alcohol, which I was like, nah.
Just take water, please.
Yeah, I had water as well. But hey, it wasn't. It was pretty bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad. But hey, at least we saw some cool sights in Los Angeles. We went up to see the Hollywood sign.
We never
failed.
found it. Never
We found it from very far away a couple of times.
Yeah, the metro station that took us to E3.
No, we saw it after that.
Oh, yeah, walking down the street. Yeah, you saw
Walking
it.
through Hollywood, you can see it pretty easily.
Mhm.
It's just that then we ended up wanting to go see it, and it was at night, and we got lost in Hollywood Hills. Not Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills.
Mhm.
Beverly Hills would be in jail.
Yeah.
Because Tim was yelling at me.
Oh,
He wanted to
no,
go
that's a whole other story.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Let's not get into that story.
Yeah,
I have some things to say about that story.
but mostly just it was late. We were tired. Well, that's how you can summarize it.
Yeah.
Everyone was tired.
Hey, at least you saw the China Theater, though.
We did. We saw a lot of things. A lot of sex shops
That was something.
just dotting every street corner for some reason.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking like the seedy areas here. I'm talking like main Hollywood Boulevard. It was on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
But
You
we're
look
walking
down,
on the
you see the
Hollywood
stars
stars.
and
We're walking
mhm.
over James Franco and stuff. And I'm thinking, James Franco, like, my best friends.
Oh, okay.
Harry
Okay.
Osborn, your Hollywood star. I found it. We walked past a Ripley's Auditorium. We didn't go in, unfortunately.
It was eh.
It was like $30.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we would have.
When McDonald's and the guy's like, better not stand here. It's like, no.
Yeah,
no.
our security, because we told our friend, because the back hurt, to just chill for a second while we got the drinks. And he was like, this isn't a place you can just chill. You better buy something. And we were like, oh, no, we are. And he was like, oh, okay. You guys are good.
Yeah, so it was like...
I like the voice I gave him.
Yeah, that wasn't his voice.
No, not
or his
at all.
accent or anything, but, you know,
Not at
good
all.
voice, good voice.
But yeah, that happened. And honestly, LA was awesome.
Hey, you forgot the highlight of that walk. Guitar Center.
Oh my God, I spent so much time in Guitar Center. Okay.
I didn't think I'd
So,
like it as much until I
here's
saw
the
the
thing.
skateboard rise.
I
And
have
a
like
piano room.
3 hobbies, basically. Well, 3 main interests at least. One of them is video games, and I'm gonna lump this show in. Ow! I just bumped the mic stand. I'm sorry if you heard that. I'm gonna lump this show and any other projects relating to games into the video game category, and even video production in general, because I do it as an extension of my love of that industry.
Mm-hmm.
My other thing, Godzilla. I love Godzilla. And movies in general, but mostly Godzilla. I love Godzilla. I just...
And Godzuki.
Let's not go there today.
Okay,
let's not go there today, Timothy. And then the third one that I don't really talk about on the show at all is that I'm a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing the drums, and we don't really have a good music store around here. And by we don't really have a good music store around here, I mean we have one awful one.
Hey, we used to have one that sold drumsticks. Remember, they closed down.
The one
Above the hardware store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was in town. They had a drum set, one drum set.
So,
Like, one singular drum set. I didn't play drums when that place was open though.
Mhm.
That was before I was a drummer. I was still I still played sax at that point.
mm-hmm.
But I saw there was a Guitar Center in Hollywood, and I was like, we're gonna go to it. We walked about 2 miles to get there from the metro station, which wasn't bad. We saw a lot of cool sights. We saw an amazing record shop. I think it was called Amoeba.
something like that.
And
Yeah.
I don't think there's an album that exists that wasn't in that place. Like, oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Yeah.
They also had a
floor-
great DVD selection, but
Mhm.
that didn't matter. It was
and
the
a live
music.
band playing in the back at all times.
It was awesome. It was so incredibly cool. And I had no intention of stumbling across it, but we did, and I'm not complaining. Next to the Guitar Center was a drum store.
We didn't
or-
spend too long there, but
No, but
you
only
did get
because
to
we
try
had
a
other people.
$7,000 drum set.
$7,500.
$7,500
Yep,
drum set.
a Roland TD50,
Mm-hmm.
which is I like electronic drums. For the sake of volume in my house. I mean, obviously, nothing beats the feel of an acoustic drum, but my goodness, did the TD50 come close? It feels amazing. That thing was so good, and I really want one, but nah, not for that much money.
$7,500 is a little pricey.
But that was pretty incredible. Then we went over to the Guitar Center,
Right next door.
which was
Mhm.
right next door, because the drum store was actually a part of the music shop across the street.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a normal guitar store, and then across the street was their drum section, and I was like, drums. And then I went in, and I was like,
Yep.
I played the TD50. I played a couple other kits. I played I think it was a TD25. Just different Roland kits, because I don't have a Roland. I have a cheap Alesis kit that was like 300, or it's like, what was it, $500? An Alesis DM7. I don't even think they make the DM7X anymore. It's an okay budget kit. Nothing amazing. I don't love it. I
But
don't hate it.
then we went to the Guitar Center and
Yeah, that's where we got these mics that we're using. So
Yeah.
shout out to Guitar Center Hollywood, because we got microphones for Gamer Gobble there.
Yeah, I mean the same price. You just have to wait for the shipping. You know.
Yeah, we
Brought
didn't
it
feel
all
like
with
waiting,
us.
so it was like, well, we could spend $100 here, or we could wait and spend $100 online. So we spent our $200 for mics there, and we didn't get the other XLR cable till we got back. But hey, we got new mics, and it probably sounds a lot different.
I hope it does. Those them audio issues from the past should be gone now.
I
so
really hated those.
It's about time.
But Guitar Center was really cool. There was a huge keyboard section. Tim plays keys.
Mm-hmm. Not the best at it, but I was interested.
He doesn't have any formal training on him. Like I do, I'm like half and half between self-taught and trained on drums. I'm still friends with my high school band director, and he's a percussionist. He still gives me lessons whenever I want, and I'm probably going to start back up soon. Starting a band is on my short list of things to do in the next couple of years. So, Tim would probably be on keyboard for that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty neato.
Yep.
And I do that. I tried weighted keys and the Seaboard Rise. I don't know. I didn't like weighted keys as much. I know you said those like the
Weighted
standard,
keys
but
are the best.
I tried them. I couldn't do it. I tried. I don't know. And then the Seaboard Rise was like playing flubber.
In a good way.
In a good way.
It's really,
It was
really
a
cool.
really fun thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Too bad it's like $800 and you get a little plaque of it.
Yeah.
Which I saw a commercial. They're actually making a really tiny one for $300.
You're probably going to be getting that, aren't you?
I'm on a tight budget right now, but
I didn't say right
I'd
now,
like
but I
to.
meant eventually.
eventually, yes, I would love to. And like
Yeah.
you could stick them together and you extend it into a full keyboard, and it's pretty neat looking. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Guitar
And they had a
Center
room
was
of
the
lighting and
highlight.
stuff. That was fun.
For me, Guitar Center was probably the highlight of the Hollywood trip.
Same.
The drum section there was really good. I got a pair of sticks and a bass beater, just as souvenirs, and because I needed a new bass beater. I didn't really need new sticks, but whatever. Just new Vic Firths.
And then
Nothing
it came to
special.
Wandering, and then we went to the airport, and our flight got delayed 3
Oh
hours.
my gosh! Okay, because we got to wrap
This
up
is the last
show.
day's day we
Yeah,
went
we
home.
got to wrap up the show, but that is something worth complaining about. Our flight got delayed 3 hours.
Wasn't too bad, but we had to
No,
stay
it
in.
sucked.
We had to just
It
stay in the airport for a while longer.
We were stuck in
should.
LAX. Well, we had to check out of the hotel at 11.
Mm-hmm.
So we checked out of the hotel at 11,
Got IHOP.
went over to IHOP, got picked up by the car, went to the airport. We spent all day in LAX.
Mm-hmm.
And it was boring,
But hey, we get $100 off our next trip. That's nice.
assuming we ever use it.
Yeah, assuming we ever use it the next
I
year.
mean,
but
if I'm going to throw out a guess here, our next convention appearance is probably going to be MagFest. Don't quote me on that, but I'm guessing it'll be MagFest. Tim, you have no idea what MagFest is. I will
heard of
explain it to you after the show. Trust me, you'll be on board. Ninja Sex Party goes most of the time.
Ooh.
And that right there was enough to entice Tim.
That's enough.
We're both very big NSP fans. Shout out to NSP and Game Grumps. Give us money.
Yeah,
That's how this
shout
works.
out.
That's how
Let's
this
shout out
works.
the Game Grumps.
Yeah, give us money. Give us money. That's how this works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give us money, Markiplier. Give us money. PewDiePie.
Now you're just taking this too far. You're just
Money?
too far.
Look, I like money.
I like money too.
We're not doing this for money, but if we could do this for money, we would.
Anyway, we got on the plane, and
Oh, yeah,
it was
we're talking
a
about LAX.
rumbly flight.
Oh, yeah, it was like 5.5. It
We
was a
did-
little, about 5 hours.
5 hours, but this time it was with turbulence. The first time it wasn't. Second time
Turbulence
was
didn't bother me. What bothered me was the fact the plane was about 10,000 degrees.
Oh, that was that, and also coming down, it felt like a free fall.
Yeah, it really
Because in
descended fast
Pittsburgh
into
there are
Pittsburgh.
mountains, and mountains the plane can't just go through those. So
Yeah, so you pretty much have to do a sharp descent.
that was it.
And we, other than the flight, our first like hour-long flight to St. Louis, where we had a layover on the way to LA, we didn't have any chance to sit together.
Yeah, because
So that was
everything it was
unfortunate.
booked completely.
Yeah, they're
every
booked
seat
flights.
just about.
So that was unfortunate, just in a mildly annoying way. And somehow we always were like amongst the last to board.
Mhm.
I checked us in like immediately.
Well, they do in groups. ABC, we were C
Yeah,
every time.
we got unlucky with it every time.
And then the last flight, we were the only ones in C, so we
Yeah,
were
it
still
was
the last
really
ones.
depressing.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, there were empty seats, just no groups of two.
Yeah.
But whatever. Overall, I give Southwest Airlines a 7 out of 10.
I give them a good rating.
I
don't want
thumbs up on Yelp.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yep.
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 Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. mhm, yep. mhm,
Next time,
yep,
Virgin Airlines.
Yep. No.
I don't know. That's what they told me.
$100 off, Tim.
Next
Southwest.
Time, Southwest again.
They
Also,
gave us
same.
$100 off for the
That's
3-hour
true.
delay.
Well, I've said it to a couple, and they said I'm telling you what they told me. They said if Southwest is a bus, they said Virgin Airlines was a party bus. So I don't know. I've never been on any airplanes other than that one.
But Tim, money. Southwest is the budget airline.
Money. It must be funny in a rich boy, but not me.
And on that, Tim's not a funny bunny, rich whatever he just said.
What?
And that's it for this week on Gamer Gobble. We'll see you guys next week. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on SoundCloud. Do whatever it is you do on iTunes. We'll talk to you guys next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
I really like myself.
Leave a
Cut that out.
comment down
Cut
in the
that out.
section below if you
I don't know
if
what
you
I'm
like
talking about.
yourself.
Please love yourself. Outro.